was blind. She didn't even know you never liked the store-bought kind. Now you've got a girl named Lizzie who is baking from scratch. I just gotta ask, did you forget I used to do that? I bet you did the same with Molly and Lauren. Reeled them in. You've always been a fearless captain of the bullshit ship. And these days I bet you're out with someone new. I hope it's working out for you. You've got 10 other girls picked out in your shopping cart. Flavor of the week to fill your empty heart. Add some sugar and some butter. Cut it out, cookie cutter. You were playing house, thought I wouldn't find out, but you left a mess in the bedroom. Breadcrumbs up the stairs, didn't need to see it there to get a whiff of a wet and wild perfume.
Cat Hill. Oh my God. Look at you.
Hi, how are you?
I
Can
love
you hear me?
I can, and I can see you, and I love the color in your office and like where you are.
Thank
mean,
you.
Everything
My
about
couch.
it. Everything
love
about
it.
who you are. Where are you right now, Kat?
I'm at my house. I got this couch for a steal off Facebook Marketplace, and I've always wanted a velvet blue couch, so scored it.
So great. I mean, so happy to welcome Cat Hill to the show. I mean, things are going well for you. You look great per usual.
Thank
I mean,
you.
your name is becoming synonymous in Music City and beyond, and it's really exciting. And Kat, I was thinking if I had a band, I would want a front woman like yourself in it.
That's
You know?
so sweet.
You make
Thank
me
you.
wanna like drop everything and open and do a band and have you as a front lady. Like that's all I
Let's
want.
do it. Let's do it.
Also a wonderful painter and dancer, I should say. Kat.
Thank you. This is one of my actually a lot of these are, but this like pinkish
Can
red
you-
one.
I mean, the audio can't see obviously, but like it's the most
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
it's
You're like a
like
pro. Oh, look
oh,
at that.
thanks. It's a nice I love music and I do feel like that's an scapegoat for me, but painting is like a totally different side, you know, you can just slap it on. I do abstract. I'm not really a good
Yeah.
drawer, but it's just so therapeutic. Even if you never do it, just pour a glass of wine and if you screw up, you can just paint over it. So it
I
doesn't
mean,
really matter.
you're like a professional, basically. We absolutely love it, Kat. And also a dancer, by the way.
Yes, yes. I used to perform with the company in like 2011 through 2018, and I haven't found my group here because I did more contemporary dance. So, yeah, in Nashville, I haven't found the huge dance scene, but I love to go dancing. I love Latin dancing, and I think it's a fun time.
Coming soon for your second EP. It'll be like this big musical, you know, with
Yeah.
like the whole thing going on.
Oh gosh.
Why not, right? Why not?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Like I can just see you basement east going from side to side, like in a harness, like Bon Jovi used to do. in the
Oh,
80s.
dude, Bon Jovi. Yeah, got to keep up with him.
Oh my God, Kat. But before we get to the music and all the good stuff, I have to ask the most important question. How is Jax doing?
Oh, he's good. He's currently putting his toys on my interface on the floor. So
Okay. Jax,
He's
of course, is
good.
your dog, your pet.
yes,
We love
yes,
it.
he'll make an appearance. I'm sure at some point he'll be up here wondering what's going on, but he's good.
I love it. I love it, Kat. And of course, you know, What's Her Name is the name of your upcoming EP. It's coming out in May. Some great singles out already. Cookie Cutter and Old Bones as well in a few days from when we're taping these. They're all so good. And the band, Kat, the band like that you recorded this EP is so good. I mean, so many things stick out. But of course, I mean, Jake Album, who we love, friend of our show here. But everyone else, like, do you say to yourself, Kat, like, this is a guy I want to work with? Is this how it happens when you're in Nashville and you're hanging out with people? like all the people you hang out with? Like, do you think that to yourself? I want to work with that guy.
I do. I think that there's a lot to it. I think one thing that I found is when you make connections with people, Nashville is such a community. It's not necessarily, at least for me, it's not, oh, they're talented, I want to work with them. But it's, I learn what they're doing. I see what they're doing. I like the music that they're making. And I want them to be a part of what I'm making. You know, my drummer, Tom Myers, he's in his own band. He's touring all the time. And I love him. And I probably could hire someone, you know, a little bit more in my budget, but Tom is so great and he gets the music as far as the drums go. And it's really changed the whole perspective. And Jake's a great producer and a great friend. And, you know, it's fun because he's my partner. So it's a little, you know, different and brings that their own challenges with that. But just the way that he has taken the songs and, you know, I tell him like, I want it to sound like this, but I want it to feel like that. And I'll like wiggle my fingers and like, you know, make noises. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Only
you
he
know?
understands what you're talking
He
about.
does. And it's crazy. And, you know, Old Bones that I'm putting out on April 8th, we recorded that back when I put Candyman, when my first single that I released in 2020, we recorded that song and I redid the whole thing because it didn't feel right. And it is such a feeling song that I just wasn't vibing. And so, you know, we went to the studio, we recorded that song, took it home, got the board mix back. And I was like, we got to pocket this for something else because it's just not it. And now I think we found that sound. So it's fun to work with people that, you know, I am friends with and that I grow up a bond with, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing too, Kat, is like not only the band, of course, but the music. I mean, writing music to me is such a difficult thing. Everyone makes it seem here like it's easy as cake, but you know, when I hear your stuff, I mean, I was actually going to ask you how you write a song because, you know, your songs are so impactful emotionally, Kat. And I mean, it really takes us back to like, I think I've told you this, like Fiona Apple. I mean, I don't know how many songwriters, not only Nashville, but in general, who tap into like past hurt and overcoming obstacles and light with the openness that you do, Kat. How do you do that? How do you like grab that and like make it into words? It's incredible.
I think, well, at least for me, it's funny that you say, you know, like tapping to that pain, because I remember when I not first decided, but when I was writing songs and I was trying to shape my brand and my music and what I stand for as a person and as a musician, none of that was a thing. I was like, I'm not writing sad songs. I'm not talking about that stuff. And I think the more I held that back from myself, the more I was hurting and going through writer's block because I was trying to write these songs that didn't exist in my heart. And it wasn't what I needed to say for myself. So I think for me, you know, Old Bones, I wrote about this dream that I had over and over that was freaking me out. And you know, after I wrote a little poem about it, and as I brought it into a song, I was realizing that it was a lot more to why I was dreaming that way over and over. And, you know, some nights it's easy and a song will come out in 45 minutes. And sometimes I've worked on a song for 2 years and I haven't even written a chorus. And all of a sudden I'm like paging back through my chicken scratch note, like hundreds of notebooks, not organized whatsoever. I don't know why I do it. Just write wherever it is on the page. And I'll be like, that meant something to me now. So then I, you know, scribble it back out. And, but I think it just has to come from inside. You know, I think that people can get so caught up in being a pop star, and don't get me wrong, like that would be awesome, you know, to just feel that success in a career and, you know, have people coming back to you. But at the end of the day, it's not about like these flashy songs and all that stuff. It's like how you connect with people. And I don't want to connect with other people unless they know my story, you know, and where I come from.
Yeah. No, and I'm happy you brought the Old Bones up because, and what you're saying is true. I think that like the way that you're doing it, it's almost like you're doing it for yourself. Mm-hmm. And when you do it for yourself, then people are going to love it. I just think, like, you know, you're not doing it for others and everything.
And that's what it should be. I mean, why, you know, it's a choice to be a musician and to be an artist. Like, it's not easy every day, you know, you don't get a salary. There's no benefits included. You do it for yourself. And if you're not doing it for yourself, why are you doing it in the first place, you know?
Yeah, that's why your stuff is so powerful. I mean, Old Bones, you know, it reminded us of a friend that we lost to suicide. And you've talked about this, about mental health and about suicide and all that stuff, Kat. You know, but like now you're like, I feel like you've like really mastered the art of like turning dark thoughts and like, like challenges into really like almost like an opportunity, almost like a blessing.
Yeah,
How do you do this, Kat?
it means a lot that I do feel like I have a good grasp now. There always are scary moments, and
Sure.
I've had dark years that I'm glad I've gotten out of, but I think first of all, I've lost friends to suicide. My dad died when I was 17, not from suicide, but he was an alcoholic, which was, a choice of his. And
Sure.
I think for me, I know that I can feel that low, but there are things in my life and there are people in my life that are so important to me that if I just gave up on that, I don't know what happens when we are gone. People have all their, different beliefs and religions and spiritualities, and I don't really know, it is the unknown. So if I give up on this now, am I going to beat myself up later? And although things can be dark, and although depression is really scary, and there are days that I do not want to get out of bed, but
Sure.
I think for me, like doing the music thing and, having good friends and a good community, those are things that are important to me. And I feel like if you are there for yourself, maybe one other person will realize that it's okay and you can stop something like that from happening, or, just have a community of people that, especially I think my generation, our generation, there's a lot of baggage that we have,
Oh, yeah.
from everything that we've lived through the last couple of years to just growing up, with an economy that really wasn't setting us up for success. I think,
Like
and now,
9/11 fucked everything up, basically.
oh yeah, I mean, so many things. And it's
Right.
just like, if we're not there for each other and there for ourselves, like, how are we ever going to get through what's to come,
Man, beautifully said, Kat. And one of the greatest things about you, so many great things about you. I could talk to you for 19 hours about how cool you are, but seriously, one of the cool things is how the community loves you. It is so damn great, the handful of times that we've been around you, how we like it's like wherever you go, people smile and people like light up. And this EP was in part like funded by like a fundraiser, for example.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did it blow your mind how successful that was? Because you reached your goal in like days. It was unbelievable.
It was, so yeah, I did a crowdfunding campaign through iFund Women, which was just awesome to be a part of a group that funds women and LGBTQ and, love that stuff. And I really was nervous to do it in the first place, but I had these songs. I really needed the money. I've lived on my own since I was young, and if you don't come around 10 grand very easily, all the time. So, my goal was like $7,500, and I could figure out the rest. And it went on for a month, and that last week, yeah, I wasn't even, I think I was maybe like 40%, or maybe I was 50%. And I was grateful for whatever, but really at the last couple of days, I was shocked, and I cried every time I saw it would go up. I even still get emotional thinking about it, because there are people that I haven't talked to in 10 years that were donating, buying a CD, they haven't even heard the music yet. And, I see their name pop up as a funder, and, I was like, that's so like they're following what I'm doing, and they, believe in me. And it's hard to believe in yourself as an independent artist sometimes, because you get rejected all the time. You send hundreds of emails, no one responds to you because you just want to play a show. It's devastating sometimes, but I think just knowing that 108 people backed up this project, and it's, almost a year, it was in June. And so almost a year later, putting this out, they get to see that product, and like makes me feel full that those people believed in me. And now I have this in my hands, and hopefully that will open more doors for me moving forward.
Oh, it surely will. It surely will. Amazing. And I know you're going to play a song for us. We're really excited, Kat, but let me ask you about your fashion, okay? Because love your fashion.
Thank you.
Every
All
time
black.
every time you sell yourself short, every time you're in a room, whether it's the Basement East or a house show, you make a statement. Head to toe, your hair, your shoes, like you're fucking awesome as far as fashion goes.
Thank you.
Does this go, you're from Wisconsin, you grew up an artist, like, does it go hand in hand with that? Like, is it connected? Aesthetic, your artwork, the whole thing?
I think for me, I started, I used to do musical theater when I was like 7 years old and started professionally performing when I was 15. And so I love sparkles and I love being on stage. And I think that that's, it's all fun and games. But I think that when you create yourself as an artist, like you have to represent yourself in some way. And, for me, I like to stick with what I do and, hope that that stands out from other people. Obviously we all do the same trends, everyone's dyeing their hair white and black now. And, it's great, but I just, I like it because I like to dress up and I like those things. And, I want people to know when I'm there, like, oh, I know that girl. I've seen her on Instagram, or I met her at this other round and I saw her, there's a lot of women artists out there and we're all so talented, so just to be able to stick out a little bit, you never know, what that will do to you, but hopefully it's not too flashy.
Oh no, you're a trailblazing artist here in Nashville. You're a very unique soul and we love it. And yeah, like excited that you're gonna play a song for us, right? That's
yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna play one that is not out yet. Ooh, let's do the headphones. This song was the last one that I wrote for the project. And it kind of fits the whole thing, about the EPs, just kind of about feeling yucky and feeling really low and rotten and wondering if it's ever going to get any better, and just kind of finding the light to hang on to when things are tricky.
Beautiful. We all need that. So.
Yeah. Jax, do not bump me. I'm playing a song. This is when he comes in and he nudges my arm. So sorry, but we'll do our best. This is Green Thumb. I planted a seed long ago. Couldn't find it in winter snow. Frost froze the leaves. I thought I had a green thumb like my grandma. Silly me, left with no fruit. Leaves are slowly fading. They say the grass is greener on the other side. I'm running out of patience. I can't keep up with the tide. Every light I'm chasing just gets buried alive. Are these growing pains, or am I rotten? 'Cause I've forgotten. Some days I visit that old tree. Its crooked leaves have turned brown from green. I scream but no one hears me. The other branches reach the sign. I'm still numb, always on the run from the darkness. When the clouds come rolling in, they say the grass is greener on the other side. I'm running out of patience. I can't keep up with the tide. Every light I'm chasing just gets buried alive. Are these growing pains, or am I rotten? 'Cause I've forgotten I'm running out of patience. I can't keep up with the tide. Every light I'm chasing just gets buried alive. Are these growing pains? Are these growing pains? Are
growing pains, or am I rotten? I've forgotten.
Cat Hill. Cat Hill, you have a superpower with your music. I kid you not. Not tooting your horn here. You know, when you play Cat, not tooting your horn, everything else is like the world stops. It's like nothing else is happening except like your music. It is so powerful, and we're so excited like that Nashville and America and the world is going to be exposed to your EP. Absolutely breathtaking, Cat.
Thank you. That means so much. Really, thank you.
Oh, really, really, we're big fans and we love you, and thank you so much for your time, Cat.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. See you around.